name is Gordon Hastings Wuod Omollo. Wuod Omollo is a Luo name, means son of Omollo. So my father is called Omollo. That is why they call me Wuod Omollo, son of Omollo. My earliest memory, music, first interactions. I have a very vague memory. When I was young, I see a brown piano in our house. My father had one. And it's a very vague memory. Nikiguzeo piano, or like I'm in beba kwa lap, then I'm playing kidogo, but I'm not playing there. That's the first visual image niko nayo ya muziki. And then my parents are pastors. So sound yule la kwetu. So over the years when I was young, we grew around musical instruments around. Then the interest grew. Tukaanza ku interact na muziki at that tender age. Apparently we were exposed to so much music, and my father was a big fan of African music, so we used to listen to Kina Mano Dibango, Kasawif Kita, Angelique Kidjo. So we grew up a lot around African music, and that kind of shaped my approach to music making and stuff like that, because we had a lot of African music across the continent. Tanzania, Malawi, wapi, South Africa, West African. This African music that I grew up listening to has greatly impacted my approach to production, because I really grew up appreciating the African culture and the way the music clearly tells the story of our history and our heritage. And I was like, yo, this is it. It's our source in music. So I've always appreciated our sounds, our drums, our everything. And then that has shaped how I approach music. In my music making process, I normally don't create a beat in advance. And I used to do that before. But then I realized that whenever I created a beat in advance, the artist will be tuned to follow my path, and I would miss out on what they are carrying. You see, like every song is unique, and even the inspiration is also unique. So if they find my beat, they'll be forced to toe the line and follow exactly my direction that I took in the beat. But lately, what I do when an artist comes, before I listen to the song, I have to listen to their mind. I have to listen to them, and to know which headspace they were in when they were writing, what's the inspiration, and what they want to say. There are some things in music you cannot say them; you can only express them. And you see, with the audio, you can't see the artist's expression. So you have to do it in form of sounds and the instruments and effects and all those things. So I get to know their mind first, to know where are we heading with this song. So with the words they're able to express, now I'll add tunes to them that will carry the message, right? The flute, the guitar, the whatever will push the agenda, sometimes even more than what they can say. Because sometimes I'd like someone to listen to the song, and even if you strip off the same thing, if it was a love song, you feel loved, or you feel heartbroken, unasikia kuwa mfupa ndani. So I try to interpret their mind into melodies and sounds. That is my process, basically. Working together with other producers, we're normally driven by the vision of the song, not necessarily by your typical sound, because some producers like to specialize in, for example, gengetone. I'm good at dancehall, I'm good at stew, whatever. But when we are collaborating, we try to chase the vision of the song. And I like to say that every song has its own language. It has its own, its its own uniqueness that whenever we're doing a collab, we have to give the song what the song wants. So when we are collaborating, if I feel like this song requires a string in this spot, I'll put it. Someone feels like this song needs some African drum, they put it. So I tell you what we're doing, we are giving the song what the song wants. Let me tell you, every artist gets a block at some point. I have had so many blocks. Sometimes it could go up to 6 months. No, you're trying to produce, but it's just not working. Like you don't feel the juices flowing. Like in the season when maybe you're having a block, sometimes I describe it as most of the work you do is just generic. You can't feel the soul in it. So to fight that, you have to take breaks. So like for me, I like to work within the government hours. Kama ni 8, ikifika 5 nimetoka hapo. Ameenda sana 6 about of you. So you have to have that discipline as a producer to take a break. Hata kama pesa iko kwa sababu hapana, sichukui clients hivi, kama mwezi sichukui clients, just so you can refresh, and that way you're able to stay afloat in the game for a longer time.
Baby, tumejiseti, we on the highway. Tukafunga breki, tukaanza bishana, asking who is Diana, vipi mnajuana. I swear, tumejibitray, baby, tumejiseti.
There's clearly a very big misconception about people have associated musicians with drugs. And it's a big misconception, but at the same time, even our artists community have played a big role in propagating that gospel. It's false. And I think through, sometimes we do music videos and musicians seem to be promoting some stuff, and then the general public will assume that these guys, all of these people are drug heads, you know, and most upcoming artists will come with the same mentality that I want to be like these guys because I believe hiyo ndio space yenye uko allowed kutumia madawa ndio labda uchannel sijui manini. I'd like to say that's not true. Even when I came to the game, I found that kind of idea. But some used to tell me, Omollo wewe vile uko mkali hivi, nakambulisha utaichapa the tracks you're going to produce. I was like, what are you guys talking about? I don't think Majari najua kumake tracks or whatever. If you know, you know. Put in the time, put in the work, you will do it. Also, the music or the sounds we are trying to copy, they are based off of the culture of the people. So we Kenyan musicians, we ran away from the culture. Everybody left the village, came to the city, and tried to be like the city. But we left all the richness of our culture back home, right? I cannot say that Kenya has a specific sound, but we are blessed, we are diverse, we are versatile, right? You see, like the way Nani Sofian Zhao did. Sofian Zhao picked something from Ocha. Nanibo. On a global scale, right? But those of us who are still trying to sound West, sound like other people, we are missing out. No. So, about Abanton is a very good genre. Nipoa, I don't know where, personally, I feel they are doing a great job on a skuma kazi. But you know what I say, tell anyone that I cannot box our sound like in one sebeni Abanton ama nini. But niati tuko na so much to tap from that if we tap from especially our culture, itaenda. Whether we're talking about Itaita, we're talking about kinini, then you give it a pop edge. Tumetoka. That hiyo kitu nimeona kiwaka hata na the likes of Sofian Zhao and anybody who has ever tapped into their roots kwa muziki in the pop world, they just go. But the moment we want to sound like our neighbor, that's where we lose it. We're going to trend for 2-3 weeks, then back to zero. If I am to pick a favorite song out of the songs I've made, I've been in trouble. The artist will be like, so yangu upendi, ndio maana. So I have to be careful with my words. If I say I like this one, because actually, I'll say this. One of the, of all the songs I've made, the ones that I like are the ones that are based on true stories. You see, for example, there's a song called Kitenge by Nviri. That song is based on a true story. So that's one of the songs which for me I feel is timeless. There's a song called Sherehe December by some guy called Shad. That song is based on a true story. I like, just to name a few. All the other songs, and even Atoti Chamtum by Watendawili, it's based on a true story. So, and songs that are based on a true story are the ones that I normally even enjoy producing, as opposed to the ones that we're just singing because we can. But the ones which are eco practical, and apparently they tend to do so well even in the market. When they are released, like people's response is very natural. Guys are like, yo, we feel this, we connect to this because it's real. Kwa wale ambao sitataja, for those of you who are not mentioned, please forgive me. Nipia manijua sina ubaya. And I've been privileged to work with Sauti Sol, Rumba Japan. I've worked with King Kaka. He's the illest song as Salama, that song I was there. Nviri is my guy. Like 90% of his music I've been on it. I've been privileged to work with Benso, Kelo Max as well, Watenda Willie, Costa Juang. I've worked with Mudone the drama queen. I've also worked with who else? Wana Vokali, and who else? Those are the ones I can think of at the moment. Did I say Costa Juang? Yes, I did. I've worked with Shad Muziki, I've worked with Elisha Saga, I've worked with Kinoti, I've worked with Ethan Muziki, Elsie Wameo. We're together with Fancy Fingers. Produced that. It's an album. I think it's an album. Yeah, we did that one as well, and many more that hazikuja kwa kichwa yangu saa hizi, but zikikuja wale sitaja mazeni sabeni jo siati naopenda sana. Even Calligraph Jones, kama msahau Calligraph tufanye kazi pia. For the most part, I'm self-taught. I've been very passionate about production ever since I was young. I first realized production abilities in class 6. I used to listen to songs like Kina Clemo, and then I tried to replicate that on the keyboard. More often than not, it would work. But guys were like, "Hey, who play?" I never say be track kwa Kina Jua Kali kwa keyboard. Hapo nikajua naweza. So all the way into high school, nikaanza kujifanya kuivisha, creating beats and all these things. And then over time nikakuwa trained na Global Art and Entertainment. They took me in 2015, kaanza kunitrain kidogo hapa kule. Then here I am. Mama watoto malovito mamitu poka biloga etezwa vimbe majipu sitobanduka design alishwa mavitu. All the artists is that I'd tell them to stay true to their craft and keep working on it. And second thing, don't shy away from our cultures. We have a very rich cultural background as a nation. Tusiogope kuingia huko ndani. Because most of us have been tuned to think that anything sounding Western is good. Western is good, but I normally challenge any artist. If you're trying to be like Eminem, for example, in rap. So if Eminem comes here, you rap mbele yake, ama ukitoa majuu, wambie ukaterenzia Eminem, that guy will chew you alive, atakumaliza, because there's nothing extra. Or if I'm a rap fan, and now I can get the best version of it from Eminem. So why should I play you? Give me something to work with. The competitive edge. Hiyo ni soba nikiwa shule. Competitive edge. Why should guy consume you and not the other person? And you cannot say at your rap. Everybody tuko na our background to tap from. Especially we bring our culture to the table. Because inapatia fresh feel to whichever genre you want to pursue.